boys and girls. I was just having a wee snooze and I had a dream, but I can't remember what that dream was. Do you have dreams? And do you remember what they are when you're waking up? I never can. Edgar would sometimes remember his dreams, but I never can remember dreams at all. Our story today, there's people who have dreams. But let's go back. Do you remember last week? Last week, Joseph was thrown into prison and he had done absolutely nothing wrong. He was innocent of everything they charged him with, but Pharaoh still got angry and Pharaoh still threw him into prison. But you know, God was with him and God was very kind to him, and Joseph found favour with the prison warden. And the prison warden gave Joseph the job of looking after all the prisoners and everything that happened in the prison. Well, that was a job and a half, and God gave him success at it. He was very good at it, and he looked after the prisoners well, and he cared for them all. Well, one day up in the palace, there was a royal cupbearer, and the royal cupbearer, he would pour out drinks and hand them to Pharaoh. There's also a royal baker, and the royal baker made lots of really, really tasty bread for the Pharaoh. And whenever the two of them came in to see the Pharaoh got very, very offended with them, probably for no reason. So he sent the two of them to prison. Seemed to be what the Pharaoh did. If he didn't like something, he just threw them into prison. Well, they were down in the prison, and of course Joseph looked after them. He didn't give them any favourable treatment. He treated them all the same, and he looked after all of them the same way. God was with him. Well, one day, whenever he was checking up on all of the prisoners to make sure they were all okay, he saw the royal cupbearer and the royal baker, and they looked really, really sad. Well, Joseph said to them, "What's happened? Why do you look so sad?" Well, they said, "We've both had dreams and we don't know what they mean. We've nobody to interpret them." Joseph said, "But only God can interpret dreams. No one else can. If you want to tell me what the dreams are, and God gives me an explanation, I'll be able to tell you." So the royal cupbearer, he told Joseph his dream. Well, he said, "My dream is about a vine, and a vine is where grapes grow." Okay? He said, there are 3 branches, and the branches come into bud, and then they come into flower, and then the fruit, the grapes, they all come on it, and they're very, very full of juice. And he said, then I squeeze the grapes, and I squeeze it into a cup, and I give it to Pharaoh. But he said, I don't know what that means. So Joseph said, it means that in 3 days you will be restored to your position as a cupbearer to Pharaoh. Oh, he was very happy. And the baker, he thought, well, he's had a very good explanation for his dream. I'll tell him mine too. So the baker told him his dream. And the baker said, I dreamt that I had 3 baskets of bread on my head, one on top of the other. Okay? But the birds came down and they started to eat the bread on the top basket. But I don't know what that means. So Joseph thought for a moment, and God gave him the answer. It wasn't what he had hoped for. But he said, in 3 days, your head will be cut off, and the birds will eat your flesh. That was not what he wanted to hear. But in 3 days' time, it was the Pharaoh's birthday. Well, there was a big feast and a big party for everyone to celebrate the Pharaoh's birthday. And the cupbearer was brought back to the royal household, and he was given back his job, and he was, as pleased as punched. But Joseph had asked him to remember him when he went back to the royal household. Remember me, that I am in prison, I haven't done anything wrong, and tell Pharaoh about me. But whenever the cupbearer got back into his job, he forgot all about Joseph. But the poor baker, on that same day, his head was cut off, and his body was thrown out for the birds to eat. Not very nice at all. But that's what happened. Well, things went on, and Joseph was not remembered by the royal cupbearer. And after 2 years, the Pharaoh had a dream. He dreamt that he was standing by the river Nile, and up from the water came 7 lovely, fat, juicy cows. And then 7 skinny cows came up, thin and hungry, and they ate the 7 fat cows, all up, and they still looked scrawny. They still didn't look fat at all. And then he had another dream, and he dreamt that there were 7 ears of grain. The 7 were very, very healthy and good. And then there were 7 other ears of grain, and they were not. They were all dried up and wizened because the east wind had got them. But then the 7 dried up ones ate the healthy, good ones. Pharaoh said, I just don't know what it means at all. So he got all his magicians to come, and all the people that he knew would interpret dreams. He brought them all in, told them these dreams that he had had, and not one of them could interpret or explain the dreams. Pharaoh was very cross, very disappointed in all his royal men. And then when the cupbearer was with the Pharaoh, he remembered Joseph. He remembered that Joseph had explained their dreams, and exactly what he had said came true. So he told the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh said, bring him to me at once. So, of course, Joseph had to have a shave. He had to have a wash, and he had to change his clothes before he would be able to come before the Pharaoh. So he got all of that done, and he came before the Pharaoh. And the Pharaoh said, I hear you interpret dreams. Oh no, he said, only God interprets dreams. But if you tell me your dreams and God explains it to me, I will share it with you. Okay. So Pharaoh began again. Said, I was standing at the river Nile, and 7 fat cows came up out of the water, followed by 7 skinny, thin, hungry cows. And those hungry cows ate the 7 fat cows. And my second dream was, there were 7 ears of grain, and they were really healthy and good. And Then there were 7 all dried up, wizened ones, ones that had been dried up by the east wind. And he said, those 7 wizened ones, they all ate the 7 healthy, good ones. Oh, he said, I just don't know what it means. Can you tell me? Oh, yes, said Joseph, I can tell you. But you know, you're going to have to wait until next week to find out what the explanation is of Pharaoh's dreams. And it's really good, really exciting. So you'll have to join us next week. But always remember that God is with you, no matter where you are, even in the darkest dungeon of the prison. God was with Joseph, and Joseph was cared for. God was kind to him, and he looked after him. And no matter where we are, if it's hard at home, whenever you're trying to learn at home, now you're doing schoolwork, if it's hard there, ask God. He's with you. Just ask God to help you understand and help you to learn what you're supposed to learn. God is always with you. And you know, he's right here with me now as I tell you your story. I hope you have a good week, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. God bless you all, and God be with you. It's been lovely to talk to you again. Bye for now.
Hi boys and girls, so we are going to be making a craft tonight, and the craft is going to be this. So Joseph is in jail, and at the minute he is with a cupbearer and a baker, and he is trying to translate their dreams. So what is actually happening here whenever Joseph is in jail is that God is providing for Joseph, and he's bringing all these things so that Joseph can show God's power through him. So we're going to make this little craft, and I'll hold it closer to the screen so that you can see it. And it basically says that God provided for Joseph while he was in jail, and then in the bottom it says God will also provide for you. So all we need to do is ask. So I'm going to flip these down, and we're going to make this, and I'll attach a wee printable. Now I have printed off my little Joseph and the baker and the cupbearer. If you want to draw your own, then that is absolutely fine. It depends how artistic you're feeling whenever you're going to do this craft, and if not, you can just get your adult or helper to print it off for you. So we'll make a wee start now. Okay, so you can see my little jail scene. So I have picked a dark piece of paper, and it's really just so these can really stand out, but it's up to you what colour you pick. So I will lay this down here like that. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put Joseph in the middle, and then I'll put the baker on one side of him and the cupbearer on the other. Okay, so we're going to stick those down now, and then we'll put the bars all around them. Okay, so just get your glue. You're just gonna stick them down. Now Pritt Stick is ideal for this because it's paper. Okay, so we're just going to put Joseph in the middle of the paper. Okay, and then a bit of glue in the cupbearer. And this one, the baker. Okay, so now they are stuck down, and I'm now going to make up their cell. Okay, so I'm using wooden lollipop sticks. Now if you wanted to, you could colour these in with felt tips, or you could paint them. Again, it's up to you what you choose to do with them. Okay. So we'll put our sides on now. Then our cell roof. Okay. Okay, so now we have to make our bars. So I'm just gonna try and measure this and get a pair of scissors. Just be careful when you're cutting your pipe cleaner because it is wire, so you might need help from a grown-up. Okay, so we're going to put our bars there. So a wee bit of glue down this. Now it might take a wee bit longer for this to stick, but it's okay, we're not in any rush. And then your last one, just hold it in place for a few seconds like the other ones. Okay, so now whenever that is all stuck, you are going to add your little pieces of text. So as you can see, it reads, God provided for Joseph while he was in jail. So we'll put that up along the top. That's just to remind us of the story. Okay. You can even just stick it down there like that. Okay. And then on the bottom part, we're going to put, God will also provide for you. Again, a little bit of glue. And just stick that down to it. And that is our craft complete.
So boys and girls, thank you so much for coming on again and crafting with me. We would love to see all your lovely crafty makes that you have made so far. If you send them into the email address or to your Glengormley Presbyterian Church contact, then we will make sure we get them uploaded, and you can see all your friends on the in parts of this video, so you can see all what they're all been up to and what they've all made. But for now, look after yourselves, and I will see you all very soon. Take care. Bye bye.